What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice. This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Specs One.
This is Spesh K.
Hot Rock's the motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio. Check them out, man.
I seen an interview the other day with a porn star on No Jumper, and she was talking about how she has a fetish with poo and stuff.
What?
I'm like, what the
That's
fuck?
a real thing? Oh my god.
And she's like, I have a fetish with it. She's like, I have to go to Germany to film it and shit. I'm like, you're fucked.
Oh my god. Because, because I go through heavy R, that's where I get my porn, right? And I'd say, like, okay, 20% of it appeals to me and the other 80% is disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how everybody must feel. So
Yeah.
while we're jerking off or doing it ourselves to whatever it is we like, we're going, oh, those fucking people, they're fucked up.
They're nasty.
They're disgusting. They're nasty, right?
You got problems.
Like the whole poo thing. What? Are you kidding? Like the smell alone, let alone anyway. And then there's just a lot of other stuff, like the guys who are like getting their dicks nailed. And
Oh, man, yeah.
Okay, and you know what? Sometimes they go, oh, that got in my brain, Jesus. That came up first, and I.
Yeah, you just see the image, you didn't even click it. And it's like,
man, So yeah, that's funny about sex is that what we're into is okay and normal, but whatever else everybody else, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
Right. And of course.
Well, that's why censorship's an issue, really.
Well, and that's why people don't understand sex and pornography, because all pornography is about taboo.
Yeah.
The things that make a man horny, and there might be some exceptions for women because a woman's sex organ is their brain.
Yeah.
So, and who knows what the fuck is going on in there? Whereas our sex organ is really obvious and it's external to
Yeah.
easy to understand, manipulate. A woman's sex intimate organ is hidden behind things and requires some knowledge and stimulating the brain, stimulating the clitoris, a whole bunch of things have to go right.
Yeah.
There's so many ways a guy or a person can fuck up sex with a woman, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you don't smell right. You say the wrong fucking thing, right? Like I remember saying, calling one woman, I'm getting all heated, you bitch, and she stopped. Don't call me a bitch. I'm going, oh, okay, it's just, I say a lot of filthy talk. Yeah. It wasn't really personal, right?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you filthy whore. Filthy whore was okay.
Yeah.
Right? But I would tend to use other words, and that one just stopped right there. Just everything froze. Don't call me a bitch. Oh, okay.
It's like Queen Latifah.
Right? And then you meet others. I am your bitch. But again, sex is much confusion, much misunderstanding, and we're all very judgy about it too.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we find out what other people are into. Ooh.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. That's
You like to nail your dick?
Or that's and of course that's why I remember reading a Dan Savage piece once where he said by the third date you have to lay your fetish cards on the table, or you say and third date that might be a bit early.
Yeah.
That might be a bit early because what are the odds in this big world that one person you're opposite is into what you're into?
Yeah.
And some things are really difficult to handle, like men who like to dress up as women.
Yeah,
That's the least sexy thing to most women.
Yeah.
To a heterosexual woman, hearing you say you like to dress up in women's clothes is a big turnoff, right?
Yeah.
And so, you take your chances laying your cards out on the table. Oh, I like sexual violence, or I like to be degraded, or I like you to poo on me.
Yeah.
If I heard that, those are deal breakers in some ways. Like poo, no, I'm sorry, man. Bloodletting, no, not going to be doing that.
Yeah.
And a lot of things also too sound better conceptually, like tying someone up. But you know what? I've had women say you can tie me up. I just never get around to it. Like once my dick is hard, I'm more.
Yeah, I'm just in.
Right? Yeah, going for the main object. Everything else is a distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But that could be just me being self-centered.
I'm the same way. Everything. Once you're in the mood, it's like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have time for ropes or handcuffs.
Yeah,
or
all this stuff.
Fancy shit. By then, I'd probably smoke 5 joints.
Yeah.
I'm pretty horny, right?
Now I just want to eat.
Yeah.
I forgot about sex.
Despite all the information and stimulation we have about sex, it's still as misunderstood as ever.
Yeah.
People still judge about it. People still are confused about it. People have a lot of self-confusion about it too.
Yeah.
People are in anxiety about their own sexuality, whether they're normal.
Well, I think that has a lot to do with the society now. Everything, it's open, it's cool to be all these things, but they throw 100,000 things at you. You can be binary, bisexual, transgender.
That's all crazy, though.
But like all this stuff, it's like all these definitions where it's like you just be you.
Yeah.
Like you make the simplest thing of life so complicated that people they're like in these like own inner demons to not even know what the fuck they are.
And
it's
a lot
like,
of people
you're just you.
Are unhappy and confused about it. Married people aren't getting much sex.
Yeah.
They're always complaining they get sex once a month. If that, I'm going, once a month? Jesus, there's no point in being in a relationship if once a month.
Yeah.
That makes me almost like queasy, thought of that. So married people aren't getting sex. Young people are getting less sex. They're more confused about sex roles than ever.
Yeah.
It's hard for a guy to be masculine in this day and age too, when you're being bombarded with toxic masculinity.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you risk being shamed.
When do you make the move?
If
I try to make a move, what now? It's sexual assault
or harassment or any number of things. Or if I give you alcohol. Is there consent at all?
Yeah.
Even though everybody has sex with alcohol or weed, is there, and so and mothers are probably really laying it on thick to their sons too. Watch out. There's so many ways this can go wrong, right? And women are probably a little paranoid too. And also we live in a very spoiled period of time, a decadent period of time, where people complain easy in the era of outrage, right?
Yeah.
Like, 93%
social media
of all,
gives everyone a voice now.
Right, including the hoi polloi who probably should never have a voice.
Yeah, exactly.
In the old days, the gatekeepers, I appreciate them now.
Yeah.
They stopped the crazies from getting their letters to the editor printed.
Yeah.
We were like, so now
And even
anybody can get out there.
And see, the problem with gatekeepers is things can be manipulated, right? People that have money, influence, can influence
But that
things
was
to
the
go their way.
gatekeepers manipulating. Now everybody manipulates.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, almost like you said, because I have like a very to a degree anti, establishment mentality, anti-capitalist, different things but it's like at the same time you need gatekeepers, you need some order because social media area, everybody has a voice, and now you have some of the most ridiculous groups of people who have bunched together and are making influence
well, none of
and
that.
change.
Everybody's judged by their heresies, as Jonathan Kay says. In other words, I got judged recently and publicly shamed, even though I've done 30 years of incredible work, liberated millions of people, changed so many laws, given away $6 million in charitable donation, and yet some girl sitting on my lap who, was 18,
actually, I've seen an interview,
right?
about that.
Some girl sitting on my lap, or some butt I allegedly smacked. 12, 15 years ago is meant to negate the entire history of what I've done, right? And I'm thinking, well, and it's all ideological, because all the people who were promoting that were all the people who opposed everything I stood for politically, right?
Yeah.
And it was their way to silence and neuter somebody who's ideologically their opposite. And so and that's what's happening everywhere, and right, left, you name it, is that people are using almost, this intimidating bullying tactics on Twitter and on social media. They'll call you out as if that one infraction you made represents your whole life. Right? There's no balance or going on in any of these accusations, and all the bullying terms you see on Twitter. Delete your account, and all these people ordering you. I am the purity committee, and you have, transgressed our standards, and therefore you must be made to be shamed and held accountable. The funny thing about the accusations of me, nobody's saying I had sex with them. Nobody's even saying I asked for sex. A couple of people are actually complaining because I didn't have sex with them, and that somehow shows up as a complaint. The funny thing is, I was accused of sexual harassment when there was none. I was accused of I've even been called a pedophile. And the youngest woman I've ever had sex with is my wife. I got involved with her when she was 19, married her when she was 20. I've never had sex with anyone younger than her, but you get called pedophile. What? Because people see young women around me. I'm really popular. So there's thousands of pictures of me with women, young women all over the place. And a lot of that's envy. A lot of that's resentment of older white dudes' privilege. It's my privilege that young women hang around me, only an older white guy. I'm thinking, no, I earned that, bitch. I earned all that attention.
Well, all the fight you put in.
All those women coming in. And I've never abused anybody. But here's the thing. Everything that happened 10, 12, 15 years ago with those young women, they consented to everything, which wasn't much. Sitting on my lap, I guess they consented to that doing once or whatever. It was all consenting then, but now they resent it because of my political ideology, so they get to bring it up as though they didn't consent. They all consented. No one ever complained, not to any authority, not to my human resources people. All the managers of all my businesses ever have been females. Every department's run by a woman, right? I put women on. When I go traveling, I travel with women. I'm not intimate with them, but I travel with women all the time around the world, and I travel with a lot of guys' wives and girlfriends, and I'm expected to be 100% trustworthy and appropriate, right? I'm used to doing this. I've had foster daughters. I've raised kids for 20. Everything. And there's not a complaint out there anywhere, but with any authority for anything at all. Right? So when all of a sudden people are ganging up together and they can concoct a story that allegedly happened 10 or 12 years ago. When I went to my lawyer, I said, listen, I can prove all these are untrue. And he said, don't worry about it. The truth doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What do you mean the truth doesn't matter? He said, Mark, the truth doesn't matter. They only read headlines. People are only getting the essence and gist of these accusations. If you bring up the truth, it'll just keep these accusations in the media for another month, 2 months, 5 months, whatever.
Yeah.
He said, if you sue them for defamation libel, which you can in many cases, because these are all uncorroborated, unproven, and won't be proven.
Yeah.
He said, but the problem is, do you want to spend $100,000 on lawyers so they can have a 2-week-long court thing where all this is reintroduced again? He said,
yeah.
He said, no, you're not going to want to do that. He said, so just don't worry about it. I'm going, what? Don't worry about it. He said, yeah, the truth isn't important. When you've got a mob screaming for blood, they're not looking for apologies. They're not looking for the truth. They're looking to shame you and humiliate you into submission.
And even if you went about it and you prove yourself, whatever, in a court of law, they're not going to care. You're not swaying their minds. They've already made their mind up.
It's not that they're not going to get punished for lying.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get punished for establishing the truth. So anyway, I couldn't believe, my lawyer convinced me that the truth wasn't important.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, that passed. It didn't affect my life at all, really. Nothing. I lost 2 meetings in Argentina, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Like everybody who hated me then still hates
you.
And everybody who loved me has been great.
Yeah.
Right? They've all, same people. Everywhere I go in Toronto, people are always nice to me everywhere.
Yeah.
Stop me in the street all the time. I just went to the restaurant here, the Ethiopian restaurant, did 4 selfies with people.
Really?
Yeah. That goes. I go to a Blue Jays game. I'm always doing selfies with people.
Yeah.
Right? So everywhere I go, people are great. They appreciate it. They understand, like, whatever that scandal was, it's like seemed minor to me.
Yeah.
I've met women that says, boy, they think they're feminists and they think that's harassment because they think you smacked them on the butt, like once when. So the thing is, a lot of women have experienced real discrimination, real harassment, real sexual assault. So when they read about what I'm alleged to have done, it's so negligible. You can tell it was a mob. Right, just waiting to get together, and even that old woman, that 84-year-old woman who said I sent her an email 15 years ago, which I did. She's my neighbor and my best, one of my closest friends at the time with her husband. Yeah. And when she had a grandchild and she wrote a letter, I wrote back. I said, "Hey, congratulations, you're a gilf, a grandmother I'd like to fuck." Yeah. Right? And like she's 65 then, I'm 45, so I'm not serious at all about wanting to boink her. Yeah. Right? And she laughed and then put it away. And then when these young people made these accusations that I smacked their butt or they sat on my lap or whatever, she wanted to be in solidarity with all these young people because and next thing you know, she's actually on global TV showing them the email I sent her 15 years earlier, saying, look at the demented email he sent me, calling me a gilf. But meanwhile, I actually have a letter from her 2 weeks before then, where she invites me to come stay at their home, and they miss me so much. Yeah. They always had such a great time. 2 weeks before she goes on TV to show solidarity with these enemies. So people are garbage at times.
Yo, what's up? It's your man, MLNY, Maloney, Breaking Records Radio. You know what it is. I'm just here to tell you guys right now that if any of my smokers out there, basically, any of my Canadian smokers, now that it's legal, what you got to do is you got to head over to thccollection.com and check them out. And make sure you use the promo code HIPHOP. That's HIPHOP. And that's all capital letters. Save 10% on every purchase that you make. Anytime. They got everything. They got deals every single day of the week, which include like free whatever with whatever you buy. And my favorite is Tulip Tuesday. You can get $100 ounces, and that's only on Tuesdays. And you save 10% on every purchase with the promo code HIPHOP, all caps. That's HIPHOP. So make sure you go over there, check them out. That's thccollection.com for all your good medical needs, for all your good greenery, your extracts, and all that good stuff.